Boom.
Hello, Nettie.
Hello, BB.
It is good to be back.
So happy to be here with you.
So Nettie is out at a lake enjoying the beautiful scenery. The internet's a little shaky, so hopefully she makes it through the whole thing here with us.
I hope.
All right, let's hop over here and welcome everybody in. We have Thrifty Angela. Happy Place is watching football. Understandable. Then there's me. I didn't mean to click on me. Then we have Thrifty Angela. She just put out a new Valentine craft. It's really, really pretty. We have Shanna Craft is here. Hello. Roy and Becky. The wonderful Roy and Becky.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a story that I don't think I know anything about, but I'm not 100% sure. Because I did see a story one time on a lady who was killed in a hotel room, but they thought she was a spy.
Oh.
So is that this story or?
Nope.
No. Okay. So this is a completely different one. I don't know this one then. Tommy Travels. Hello.
Hey.
You are awesome, sir.
Yep.
All right. Let's add our story in. Go back, make sure I have the beginning. Okay. You want to read first?
Yeah. One night at a Sheraton hotel just east of Los Angeles, a woman went over the balcony of room 813. There were no witnesses except for one man.
Already sounding fishy. Hello, Christina Bell. Sheraton Hotel. Look how tall that place is.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there's a fancy bus.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no, that's a fancy semi truck.
Oh, it is.
Captain Jack Scrapper?
Hi.
Hello, Captain. Oh my goodness, it is so good to see you. How are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Update us, please. Okay.
The woman's
sorry.
The woman's death would be Detective Roy Rodriguez's last case in a 33-year career. At just after 8 a.m. on November 13th, 1996, he got the call. An apparent suicide, or was it murder?
Dun, dun, dun. All right. Hello, Linda Barker. All right. 27-year-old Sandra Orlena was an employee of 33-year-old Robert Lee Salazar. They both worked for Skillmaster, a national employment agency based in Houston, Texas. Sandra was a workers' compensation claims specialist and was engaged to be married. Hello, Three Souls Paranormal. Hello. And Captain Jack said, been a while. I'm better now, and I get to see you all. Oh, I am so glad to hear you're doing better. All right. Skillmaster.
Oh.
Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still here with us? Oh no! Nettie's freezing on us. I'm gonna remove her so that she doesn't stay frozen looking like that. But hopefully she pops back in here. Oh, wait. I see her moving. Hold on. Are you back? Baby? Oh, she froze again.
I'm moving.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I think you froze again, though. Are you able to see the screen at all, or no? I think we got quite a bit of delay, too. Do you want to try the other thing and then come back?
Okay.
All right. All right. Let me see. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this screen while we wait on Nettie to come back in. So Salazar was the general manager of operations and was married with 2 children. She had accompanied him on a business trip to California. On November 12th, 1996, they arrived at the Sheraton Hotel in the city of Industry. They stayed in adjacent hotel rooms. The door needs to be reworked. Jasper did some damage to it. Oh, Jasper. Oh. All right. Let's go to the next one. Sometime that night, Sandra inexplicably fell 10 stories to her death from her balcony. Her body was found at 6:30 a.m. on November 13th. Wait a minute. So she fell sometime in the night and no one heard her scream as she fell? And no one saw in the city that never sleeps. Because I know that's New York, but also Los Angeles, same thing. They just never sleep. So how did no one see her until 6:30 a.m.? Doesn't make sense to me. Let's keep going. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Look how tall, how high up they are. That is terrifying. Terrifying. Oh, if you all didn't remember, could you please smack that thumbs up button for me if you haven't done so yet? Okay, Rodriguez was immediately suspicious. The body appeared like a lot of trauma. Rodriguez says, the only thing that I've ever seen close to that is like when someone has been hit by a train. Ooh. Wow. Okay, we got a Nettie back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clear as day. All right. Linda said fell at 6:29. Yeah. I mean, I would think if she was found at 6:30 and somebody saw her fall, but they didn't say they saw her fall. They just said they found her at 6:30. So I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me. Like maybe she was hurt before she fell and she didn't scream, so nobody heard her scream. I guess was what I was trying to say. I don't know. My guesstimations. Are you able to see the screen and everything okay, Nettie? Uh-oh. I thought we had... Oh, are you able to see the screen? I think she's struggling to hear me, guys. Oh, it dropped her out. It dropped her out. Roy and Becky said, dead before she hit the ground. That's kind of what I was thinking, that something probably happened to her. Because you would think all those people in the rooms below her, I mean, we're getting into detail here. But all those rooms below her, while she was falling, she would have been screaming, right? Somebody would have heard that. I would think. That's what I would think. But let's keep going and see. Also, the amount of damage this detective is saying is pretty extensive for the fall. So let's see what it says. The body was naked, except for a little camisole top that was on the body. That was concerning to me right then and there at the initial time that I first saw the body. Yeah, if she's naked, except for just a top, that seems a little odd. Emily, hello and welcome. Everyone, Emily is from over at TikTok. She is a very sweet, sweet young lady. So if you guys have not connected with Emily, or Emily, if you haven't connected with all these wonderful people, please do so. All right. Let's keep going. So just to reconnect here, she falls all those stories, no screams, nobody heard her scream, and she's naked. And her body is damaged like a train hit her. Interesting. All right, we got a Nettie back again. Let's give it a whirl.
Hello.
Hello. All right, are you able to see your screen?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go to the next one and let you read that one then. All right, I guess this is where she fell.
That's where she fell.
Now, are those like balconies for the lower level, or is that just because it looks like there's separation walls?
Yeah, they all had balconies, the upper level, and that is the lower level balcony.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, you think when she hit the ground, somebody staying in that room or any of the rooms between her and that floor, bottom floor one, somebody would have heard something if she was alive when she fell. I don't know.
Rodriguez explains, it's only been like once or twice that I've encountered a naked suicide while they were investigating. Robert Lee Salazar came out of room 815.
He magically comes out while they're investigating. Interesting. Salazar asked the officer, "What's going on?" And the officer says, "Well, we're investigating some sort of accident," Rodriguez says. Accident, I see. All right.
Yeah.
You got this one? I think we have a frozen Nettie again. Can you hear me at all? Nettie B. Oh, Nettie moved.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, you want to take that one?
Okay. Salazar collapsed, crying. Rodriguez says he starts crying and he leans back against the wall and he just lies down the wall of the hallway.
I like Captain Jack's theory. Captain Jack says it was room service psycho kid that did it.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about the room service guy. He could have been the one. All right. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Salazar told the deputy he and, I feel terrible pronouncing this wrong if I am, but Orlena had been out the night before to dinner and had been drinking. He said she'd been very drunk and he had put her in her room about midnight and closed the door and left. Oracles and Beyond, hello and welcome. Suspiciously, she was so drunk.
Yeah.
She's so pretty. She's so pretty. All right.
But police were suspicious. They have found a pair of men's underwear in her room and a shoe. In Salazar's room, Rodriguez found the other shoe and similar underwear.
He is a terrible criminal. A terrible criminal. Um, Tommy, Tommy said it was Jimmy. She should have hidden in wardrobe. That's that game I used to play. You know what? I kind of want to start playing that game from scratch again because that game scared the pee out of me and it was so fun. I loved it. So why is Salazar upset already? They told him she was deceased and they weren't in a relationship. I mean, he was married, she was with somebody, you know? But yet his underwear and shoe is in the room. Seems a little fishy. Not the underwear, the story. Salazar soon admitted that he had sex with Orlino the night before. Then he said she had accidentally fallen while they were engaged in foreplay on the balcony. Hold up. You are that bad of a criminal that you literally are like, yeah, we were out on the balcony, you know, having some fun, and she fell. And so I decided to just take my one shoe, leave my underwear, go on back to my room and forget it ever happened. Now you guys are here, so, you know. Like, jeez. Roy and Becky said,
Yeah.
he drugged her, but it wore off and she fought back. So her fault for not hiding. She didn't hide in the wardrobe. All right. Wouldn't that be afterplay? All right. Sorry, I don't mean to be. I just can't believe this man is this dumb. Okay. You got this one?
Me. The sudden. Yeah, can you hear me?
Just starting to hear you again. You start from the beginning
Okay.
again?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. I was rubbing on her. She was rubbing on me. She turned around, and then all of a sudden she grabbed the balcony and pushed herself up to turn over. And when she did that, she just went over, he told Rodriguez.
What? She turned around, and there's a whole lot of stuttering in this. Wow, he needs to work on his storytelling.
Yeah.
Jeez. Shanna Kraft said, seems suspicious. Again, like, if she was awake and alive, she would have screamed on the fall down. So, but Rodriguez had immediate doubts, suspecting foul play on Salazar's part. I believe that they were both intoxicated. I think that she was on the bed and that she pretty much passed out on the bed. I think that he started to make sexual advances on her, and I think that she woke up. She was startled by it, and I think she fought him. I agree.
Yeah.
Captain said his mom is mad because he can't keep his clothes and shoes organized. Making sense happens all the time. Yeah, it sounds to me like he went to put her in bed and he tried to take advantage.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
The first policeman to talk to Salazar that morning noted his marked face. At some point, Rodriguez thinks Salazar hit her and knocked her out. Then he thinks Salazar took her on the balcony and threw her over the railing.
That explains the no screaming. I'm going with this detective. Salazar never called anyone to report that Orlina had gone off the balcony. He did, however, make 2 other phone calls that, according to Rodriguez, made him look even more guilty. Can you imagine? If I hit a bird, no, let me take it even smaller. When I'm driving down the road and a bug splats on my windshield, I look at that bug and I go, first of all, you made a mess on my windshield. But secondly, rest in peace, bug. Like, literally, to a bug, I say rest in peace. If I was to hit a bird, I would cry my eyes out. These are human people, humans. And he kills a human and then just goes back to his room? What? How would you live with yourself through the night? Like, I don't understand.
Crazy.
Yep, she fought back, made him mad, so he knocked her out or killed her, then tossed her over. Thrifty Angela, oh my God, I do the same thing, baby. Yeah, it's my heart's, I think, too big sometimes. I'm like, why am I upset about this bug? It made a mess on my windshield, but I'm sad. All right. I think this one's yours, right?
Mm-hmm. Before the police arrived, Salazar twice called Sandra's room, leaving messages on the hotel voicemail to a woman he knew was dead.
Yeah, makes him look a whole lot more guilty. He's already putting up his story for everyone. Oracles and Beyond, thank you so much for sharing us out. I appreciate that. And if anyone else did, thank you. I'm having trouble getting my phone to open for me to see it, but I did see that Oracles and Beyond did that. So thank you. Baby won't piss on hands. She's too nice. I won't. I definitely would not. I've had fire ants that bit me and I found their little home and I was afraid someone else was going to do something to them. So I took a cup and tried to move them. Like I got problems. I'm not kidding. I feel bad for the bug, right? Even though the bug flew into my window. All right. When I hear those 2 tapes that afternoon, I'm thinking to myself, how does anyone call a dead woman and tells her to wake up? And not once, twice, says Rodriguez. Yeah, that's somebody without a conscience. Are you able to see that one? Uh-oh. All right, I can't hear Nettie just yet, so I'm going to read Tommy's comment. It says, laugh out loud. If you saw my front bumper after a road trip, you'd have to have a candlelight vigil. I'm telling you, I don't look at the front of our car. I go to the car wash and try to wash it as quickly as I can. Drunken blackout. Oh, maybe Salazar was drunk and blacked out, you think? I don't know. I think once you murdered someone, you'd probably snap out of that drunkenness real quick.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, you ready to read this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rodriguez arrested Salazar the next day, but 2 days after he was taken into custody, Salazar was released without being charged.
This is gonna make me mad. This, I guess they have to have 100% proof, but I'd have held him there until he confessed. 2 months later, the Los Angeles County coroner ruled Orlina's death was a homicide, but the district attorney chose not to indict. Sandra's family couldn't understand why Salazar wasn't charged. I don't understand. I am totally confused. Not to mention, he said she fell off the balcony. True.
Mm-hmm.
So he never gets charged? Oh.
At that time of the death, Sandra Ornella's boyfriend was working and living in Hong Kong. She was thinking of moving there. Catherine's sister says she was especially upset because her sister had been complaining about Salazar's unwanted sexual advances.
So, like, there was already proof of this man doing this stuff to her when she didn't want it. Ugh. He paid someone off. Oh. I don't know if he paid someone off or our justice system is just such a mess. Sandra Arlena. So beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra's aunt Olga, who was very close to Sandra, said Sandra told her that Salazar often made suggestive comments to her at work. Olga says Sandra was ready to move on, trying to get away from Robert Salazar. Catherine says her sister told her that Salazar had made passes at her.
Sandra wasn't happy. She felt that it was just another instant when he was trying to make a situation happen or looking for an opportunity to be alone with her, says Catherine, who doesn't believe that Sandra and Salazar went onto the balcony to have sex. She was afraid of heights. She didn't like balconies.
If she's afraid of heights, there's no way she would have stepped out on that balcony because the view from that balcony was terrifying.
Yep.
The woman was found to be an enemy of the CIA. They were happy he killed her. You never know. He found out she was going to move and pissed him off, so the situation opened. Ding, ding. He was like, I got to do what I'm going to do now. And then he went for it, and she woke up and he ended her life. That's what I think happened. My opinion only. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute Salazar for murder, but something else was influencing the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office at the time. Not enough evidence? The phone calls, his underwear, his shoe,
Mm-hmm.
the fact he didn't call when she went over the balcony the night. Okay, not enough evidence. Sure.
The DA had just lost one of the high-profile murder case, O.J. Simpson, and didn't want to risk losing another. Assistant Director as the prosecutor.
Okay. What looks worse? Letting a murderer walk free or trying to prosecute and losing the case? Like, everyone, please answer that in the comment section for me. Like, what looks worse to you as the public? Them letting a murderer walk free or them trying to prosecute and losing the case? What do you think, Nettie? Would you rather see them?
I think they already caught him. Did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
They caught him in a lot of lies already, so I don't understand how they couldn't go, and prosecute him for what took place. He perjured himself.
See, this is the political nonsense mumbo jumbo that screws up our justice system because they're afraid to look bad. And it's like, I I would think you would be more concerned with getting a murderer off the street than you would be looking bad. Linda Barker said, what about the shoe? D'Angela, I don't understand that. Not enough evidence. D'Angela said, what? I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather try to prosecute him at least. Yeah. If we have enough time at the end of this, I'll tell you guys a little story that I've been following recently that'll infuriate you guys. And it's something similar where the people didn't do what they were supposed to do. If they would have, then what happened, it wouldn't have happened. But did we read that one, right? Yeah. All right. Is it your turn or mine?
Your turn.
Okay. Detectives again did not believe Salazar's story. Sandra's family stated that she was in love with her fiance and would not have had sex with Salazar. Their co-workers also did not believe this. However, witnesses at the hotel bar claimed to have seen the two together drinking, holding hands, and kissing. That doesn't mean jack crap, honestly, because if he put something in her drink and she had no clue what she was doing, which it kind of seems like that's what happened because she passed out and woke up. You know what I mean? And I don't think if she was uncomfortable as a woman, if I was uncomfortable with somebody, I wouldn't get so drunk that I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? So it sounds to me like he might have done something with her drink, but no.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Detectives used a fire hose dummy to try and reenact Salazar's story. When the dummy fell off the balcony, it did not land close to where Sandra's body was found.
Yep. Prosecute. Them throwing the dummy over. In fact, it would only land in that position when the detectives literally threw the dummy. Also, they discovered that Sandra was only 18 inches taller than the railing, making it unlikely for her to have fallen off accidentally. Oh.
And over. Mm-hmm.
Infuriating. Are you able to see it? Are you able to see the screen?
Sandra's death. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me? Robert Salazar. Okay. Robert Salazar is the prime suspect in Sandra's death. According to her friends, she was planning to file harassment charges against him shortly before she died. His actions before and following her death, along with his changing stories, have put him
The dummy was not drugged. No. And it looks like the dummy needed to be thrown off of the balcony, not just happen to fall over it. Then the district attorney who refused to press charges against Salazar was voted out of office. Rodriguez seized the moment. The new DA agreed to file charges. Oh, Nettie's froze up on us for a minute here. Let's see if she comes back. I'll go ahead and read this one. In March of 2001, Salazar was arrested and charged with Sandra's murder. Authorities noted that the new
March 2001, Salazar was arrested and charged with Sandra's murder.
Go on. I think we have a little bit of a delay. You can go on if you can hear me.
Authorities to solidify their case.
There we go. All right. We got a little bit of a delay, I think, is what's causing that, but it's not too bad, honestly. All right. Nah, that girl wanted nothing to do with that man.
Okay.
All right. Key pieces of evidence include Sandra's blood found on a shirt belonging to Salazar, her blood on her bed sheet, and Salazar's skin cells underneath her. Oh my gosh. This is exactly all the evidence you need to prosecute somebody. Like, he left them a roadmap to his trial. There you go.
Authorities believe that Salazar tried to assault Sandra. They believed he killed her to prevent her from revealing the attack. In October 2002, Salazar went on trial. If convicted, he would face a sentence of 25 years to life.
25 years. He better have gotten life. He better have gotten convicted. I'm getting real angry with this story. Prosecutor Bob Foltz said that making the case against Salazar was a challenge. How was it a challenge? Never mind. It was a challenge. He's the only witness. We have no one to say exactly what happened because she didn't scream on the way down because she was dead already, and his skin is under her fingernails because she was trying to defend herself. I'm getting angry. What more evidence do they need? Jeez.
The prosecution theory is that Salazar carefully orchestrated his move on Sandra Ornella that night. First, he got her drunk, then he got her in the room. But when he tried to have S with her, she fought back, scratched his face. Salazar became angry and retaliated.
Yep. Then he simply decided to make it look like a suicide by taking her out and putting her over the rail. Yeah, just like trash, but she's a person.
Yeah. Defense attorney Mike Collin said both Sandra and Robert were drunk that night and that her death was a horrible accident. Her own reckless actions led to her death.
Hey, Mike Coughlin. I hope you're disbarred and no longer a lawyer. Calm down, baby. I am getting angry with this case. I'm just angry with the judicial system in general lately. Not even lately, just in a lot of this stuff. There's so many things that slip through the cracks that's just like, why? Is this one mine?
Yes.
Okay. For the prosecution, the main witnesses were the investigators. Rodriguez came out of retirement to assist Foltz in the prosecution and to testify. Rodriguez told the jury about finding Salazar's underwear and shoe and how he confronted Salazar.
The defense said the fall was an accident and that Ornella wasn't fighting Salazar at all.
No, she just had his skin under her fingernails and he had marks on his face. Yeah. That's just everyday stuff.
Yeah.
The fateful night in LA began with a business dinner at a nearby restaurant. It also happened to be Sandra's 27th birthday. Jeez.
That's heartbreaking.
Died on her birthday.
Salazar says they each had 4 drinks over dinner and some champagne when they checked in. She was intoxicated. I mean, she had several drinks, just like me. I was intoxicated. I had several drinks. Sandra's blood alcohol level was 0.22, 4 times the legal limit.
I don't know much about the drug, uh, the DR drug that people put in your drinks. I don't know a whole lot about that. But I do know that it makes you triple, quadruple drunk. Like that's the feeling that it gives you is like way more drunk. If you only had 1 drink, it feels like you had 10, 20 drinks. I don't know though what it tests like. I don't know if it shows up. I guess it would show up in your system, in your blood, but does it possibly show up as more alcohol than? I don't know. I don't know how that works. So many questions. All right. A business colleague who had been with them at dinner drove them back to their hotel and dropped them off. Salazar said they went into the bar and ordered some drinks. It was her birthday. She probably was just like, I'm going to celebrate a little. Did I skip a page?
No.
Okay.
After ordering a few drinks, they began dancing, he says. Started hugging, started laughing, started having a good time, and started kissing.
Still don't believe that happened. Unless something made her not all there. William Boone was also a guest in the hotel that night. He says he saw the couple together twice. Both times they looked happy to be in each other's company. I'm sure until he crossed a line, I'm sure she wasn't. She'd gotten used to being harassed by him, I'm sure.
Yeah. We're talking about 2 adult people who were intoxicated and doing things they weren't supposed to be doing.
That confuses me. When they got back to the 8th floor, Salazar says she was the aggressor. At the door to her room, he says she opened the door and pulled him into her room.
Right. I was with another woman. I was in a room I shouldn't have been in, but I didn't cause her to fall off that balcony, he says. He denies accusations that he harassed Sandra. I wasn't attracted to her. I mean, I was a married man, and I had just gotten married and recently had a baby.
Hold on. All the more reason he is probably attracted, and I'm not trying to say all men are like this, but you hear this a lot, is that when a woman has a baby, they are less attracted to that woman. And especially in certain cultures, when a woman has a baby, she becomes, I don't know the correct word for it, but there are cultural differences with that too, where once a woman has a baby, they are seen as just the mother of their child. They are no longer seen as the wife, and the man runs around. Culturally, that is something that happens. So even if we take out that and we move that aside, we're still talking about a man that, to say that he didn't find her attractive, I find hard to believe. She is a beautiful woman. I don't know. I just find that really hard to believe. And using the just got married and baby thing isn't helping him any. Linda Barker said BS. I agree. Heidi Robbins, a county criminologist who testified about the physical evidence, seemed to help the defense under cross-examination. Coughlin got her to admit that nothing she found in room 813 indicated that a struggle had taken place. Maybe not in the room, but under the girl's fingernails on his face.
Well, they found blood in the bed.
Yeah, blood in the bed. He had markings on his face and she had stuff under her fingernails. So if you want to say the room specifically, okay, well, maybe the blood got on the bed some other way. I don't know. But the fingernails and the face is a huge telltale sign of
Yeah.
violence.
Using computer graphics, biomechanical engineer Carly Ward made the argument for the defense that because Sandra's body ended up so close to the hotel, she couldn't have been pushed or thrown. If she had, she would have ended further out on the terrace. But the star witness was Salazar.
Well, didn't they show that with the dummy? Like, I don't know. What about his room? Roy and Becky said. That's true. He answered questions, sometimes emotionally, sometimes not. Observers in the court remarked how easily Salazar seemed to be able to shift emotional gears. Mr. Foltz, as God is my witness, I did not murder her, he told the DA at one point. This is LA. He could be an actor. Dinner's done. Gotta go. Great show. Hope everyone has a great night. Hope you have a great night too, Thrifty Angela. Thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy dinner. All right.
The jury took 9 hours to reach a verdict. Not guilty.
For Salazar, there was happiness mixed with sorrow. We pray for her family. We pray for our family. And it was a tragic accident, and we're real sorry about what happened. We're real sorry.
One juror summed up the difficulty of the case. We didn't necessarily believe him, but we didn't have the evidence to prove a crime.
I'm so confused by that. So confused. The Orlina family was left in pain, and for Rodriguez, it was a bitter end to a long battle. He thinks Salazar got away with murder. I still feel that he is the one that is responsible for this death. He was found not guilty of murder by a jury, and I still think that he did it. Hey, 54 Jars. Hello, welcome. And that is, that is infuriating.
Yeah.
That makes me so angry. So the judicial system, I'm stumbling over my words. I'm so aggravated by this case. Okay. So recently this case that I've been following, and maybe I will throw up a little video on it. But there is a girl that went missing, but no one knew she was missing for 2 years. This is in the United States. 2 years. The mother was addicted to drugs. The father was addicted to drugs. They took the child away from the mother and said she wasn't fit to be a mother. So they gave the father full custody of this child. Okay. But the father has a rap sheet of shooting people, addicted to drugs, all this stuff. So why a judge signed off and gave this child to the father, I don't understand. Also, his family reported the child having black eyes and not being well taken care of to family services repeatedly. It took the mother writing an email to their local government that didn't have her name on it saying, look, child services was involved with my daughter, but they haven't seen my daughter. Nobody has seen my daughter. Where is my daughter? I haven't seen her with my own eyes for 2 years. The uncle of this little girl, which is the dad's brother, he said the same thing. He called and made reports. So they finally started investigating it, and the little girl is just gone. Just gone. Nobody has seen her. No hide, no hair of her for 2 years.
Wow.
How? I like, why is the school not saying, where is this little girl? Her uncles, all of these people, the mother had no rights to her. So the mother had to rely on whatever the dad was saying, you know. The way that this finally got found out is even more sad, because the little girl had a brother, and the brother was adopted into another family, which is great. You know, he had a stable home, but that brother, they had inquired about adopting the little girl too, but because she was signed over to the father, they couldn't. But the little boy wanted to give his sister Christmas gifts. And so they started inquiring to the mom, to the biological mom, hey, how do we get a hold of her? He wants to give her some Christmas gifts, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's what started the ball rolling in discovering where this little girl went. And so I am flabbergasted that Family Services, Division of Family Services, a judge that signed off and let this criminal adopt, they've gone in and tore apart the house that he lived in 2 years ago to try to find evidence. The stepmom of the little girl, she had been claiming food stamps and Social Security on the little girl for the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Knowing that she hadn't seen the little girl. She didn't know where she is either. She said that she thought he took the little girl to her biological mother. That's what he told her, so she didn't know. So my frustration with the judicial system is things like this, where how did a little girl go missing for 2 years? The Division of Family Services was investigating. How did she go missing for 2 years? That is slipping through some major cracks. That's not small cracks.
Yeah.
Major cracks. Along with this case, you know, I see a lot of these true crime cases where the police might do their work, but then, you know, like this, the DNA evidence under his fingernails, blood and scratches on his face. His underwear were in the room, his shoes were in the room, but he lied just enough to make it to where he got to walk away. And it's like, how do these things keep happening to people that do this kind of stuff? I just don't understand. Sometimes it feels a little like the bad in the world is winning.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Tommy Travels said, if he wasn't attracted to her, what was the kidding all about? And why was he rubbing on her, as he admitted?
Yeah.
Right? I think he's blaming that on being drunk, but when you're drunk, your true feelings come out, right? Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't drink that often, but I know when I used to drink, my real feelings came out more when I was drinking. So I don't know. But that was a really good story, and a story that made me angry.
I know. I told Mal, I said, baby's going to get angry at this story. Yeah. It's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
There's just so much that gets just can't 100% prove it, so it's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So they never found the little girl.
No, it's still a developing story. It's actually happening like currently right now. I think it was last week they went and searched the house that he used to live in at the time that the girl was last seen, because they're just trying to put together a timeline on when she was last physically laid eyes on by somebody besides her dad. And so they did discover that he had her at his other house. Here's another just mind-blowing. He had her at the other house. He got evicted, but he went back and cleaned the house with bleach. And then a couple days later went back and opened the door and left the door to the home open because of the smell.
Oh my gosh.
And the police contacted him because the door was open on the property at that time. Back then, when he did this, they contacted him and said, "Did you know that your door's open?" And he said, "Yeah, there was some kind of rotten smell, so I wanted to air the house out." And this is around the time when the little girl disappeared.
Wow.
But they didn't find direct evidence of a crime. Again, it's been 2 years. So they said that they found evidence that a crime may have been committed there, but they didn't find enough to say that something happened to her. So, and he is actually, this is where I say, like, the system fails. He shouldn't have been out walking the streets because he is suspected in the murder of another man. Two. He's a suspected murderer in 2 other situations. Wow. One, he is the top guy on the list as far as being a suspect. I feel like if you're a suspect and they have enough evidence to consider you the suspect, why aren't you behind bars?
Exactly.
Like, I get it, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but if there is enough evidence to start to move forward with prosecution, then they should be behind bars. If he was behind bars, he wouldn't have had custody of his daughter. You know? So it's a developing story. I'll keep you all kind of posted on what they find out with that. Also, the Gabby Potito case, we talked about that a lot in the beginning, and they just went ahead and closed her case out. And they were able to close it out because of what was in his journal. In his journal, he admitted to killing Gabby. But the other thing with that is we don't know if we'll ever get to actually see the journal because his parents are fighting for the property. So that here's Gabby's parents, here's his parents. They are literally in a court battle over the $20,000 that was in the bank account, the van, and all the property that was in the van. I'm sorry, if my son killed somebody, I'd be like, here, have everything. I don't even know how to apologize for this. You know what I mean? But no, his parents are fighting to get everything. And the journal was one of those things. And I think the reason they were fighting so hard to get the journal was so that it wouldn't get published. It wouldn't go out there to the public. But in the police report, it plainly states that he admitted to killing her. So they were able to close the case out. All right. Tommy Treble said, it's not cultural. He's lying. He slept with her, and then he's trying to use his wife and kid as a shield. 100% agree. Captain said, I was actually being sarcastic about it because of how evil he really is. Truly evil. Pure evil. And Roy and Becky's Travels movie rights. Exactly. So they can sell, whoever ends up with that journal is going to be able to sell even just pictures. They would sell for probably millions at this point, which is sad. It'd be so sad if his family was able to benefit off of Gabby's death. Like that.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Again, that's our world where it's kind of jacked up. Makes me sad and makes me angry all at the same time. But Nettie, thank you for doing this story. It was very good. I enjoyed this. And I love hanging out with all of you on Sunday nights. Sorry I missed last week. But, family health stuff happened and now we're back and rolling again. So, all right. Well, wishing you all much kindness and much love.
And we're sending love your way.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.